What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy T-Time, man, and we're back with another video. And today we're going to be doing a Carolina Panthers Madden 24 realistic rebuild, man. Now, we've already made the necessary signings and the necessary trades for the Carolina Panthers, and this is, as of today, what their roster looks like. And I'm super excited because this is my first Madden rebuild, I think, on this channel. So I'm super excited about this, and this is going to be realistic. So we're not going to be doing nothing like super crazy. We're going to try to keep this realistic as possible and try to get the Panthers a Super Bowl title within 5 years. So obviously everything matters, and we're going to go over this roster. And I mean, the most important thing on this roster is this player right here, Bryce Young. We have to build around him, have to get him some talent. So he's going to be one of the main pieces that we're going to be focused on throughout this, rebuild. He's going to be here for all 5 of those years, hopefully. Now at halfback, we have Chuba Hubbard, also as well Miles Sanders, who got that contract. Now there is a little bit of a caveat. We do not have Adam Thielen, and that's because he retired, and I wasn't about to create a fake Adam Thielen. So he ended up retiring after the season. So y'all, Adam Thielen fans, I'm sorry. He's not going to be a part of this video, but that's all right because we're going to draft a wide receiver more than likely, which we'll talk about that in a minute. So we got Deontay Johnson, Jonathan Mingo, the second-year player. Then at wide receiver 3, we have Terrence Marshall. Also as well, they signed David Moore a couple days ago, and so on and so forth. Smith Marsette's on this team as well. So we got a few pieces there. Now, there's a lot of changes that has happened on the O-line. Moten is still there, but Robert Hunt just got paid. He's going to be through this whole rebuild pretty much. Cade Mays, which we're probably going to end up replacing him either in the draft or in a few seconds in free agency. Damian Lewis, who came from Seattle, we also picked him up. And also as well, Ike Ekwonu. He's going to be another very important guy to this rebuild. 80 overall, superstar dev. It's going to be super important to get him to be good because it's going to be helpful for Bryce. Let's go to the defense side of the ball. A lot of changes have taken place there. Obviously, probably best player on the team as of right now, Derrick Brown. We definitely want to go ahead and get him a contract extension, which will be this upcoming season. So we're going to do that as soon as possible. And then also as well, Brian Burns, as you can see, is no longer on this roster. He has been traded just like in real life. He's got sent to the Giants. We have Shy Tuttle in the middle. Also as well, Ashawn Robinson, who we got from the Giants. We picked him up as well. Dane Jackson at cornerback 2. J.C. Horn at cornerback 1. Hopefully he develops and stays, not keep getting hurt. We also picked up DJ Wanham, Josie Jewell, Shaq Thompson, who's going to be the pioneer of this linebacking core, and then DJ Johnson. We also picked up Jordan Fuller from the Rams, and also Xavier Woods. So this is the first scene of this rebuild, man. Super excited. This team's gonna be bad. I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna probably take us a couple years to get to being a decent team. But it all depends on Bryce, man. I mean, Bryce is really the main caveat for this. But this is kind of our lineup for right now. Kind of excited to see what happens. And, yeah, man, should be fun. In a nickel, we got, Troy Hill, who just got signed again, playing in the cornerback in the nickel. So we got some things going here, man. Let's see how this first year starts out. And I'm going to catch up with y'all at the draft at this point, at the end of free agency. Let's catch up at the end of free agency. All right, man, so now we're right before the draft, and we're getting our top 30 visits in with those quote-unquote private workouts. This is pretty much just top 30 visits. So obviously we don't have a pick in the first round, but we do have 2 picks in the top 40. We have one at 33 and then also as well at 39. So let's kind of look at that area and see what's realistic. For us personally, I think edge rusher is going to be really important. We don't have an edge opposite. Really, we don't have an edge at all that I really love. I do think a guy like A.D. Mitchell could be an option for us as well at 33. Braswell could be an option for us as a pass rusher. We kind of need a corner as well. Center is another guy we could kind of use. Jackson Power Johnson's getting a lot of hype. Keon Coleman is a guy we might could just take a chance on. I still like Troy Franklin. I know he's getting a lot of slander right now. I still think he's a good player. But we need an edge rusher desperately. Let's just kind of look at the edge rushers real quick that are possibly in this class that we could take. Dallas Turner's going to be far gone by the time we get up there. Chris Bradwell is definitely a guy. Braswell is definitely a guy we could probably get at maybe 39. I'm looking also at a guy like Chop Robinson. I don't know where he is at this moment. Chop Robinson is another guy I wouldn't mind that we could go out and get and move him out to like an outside linebacker position to kind of replace Burns. But yeah, mostly, outside linebacker and corner too, honestly, is another area we could attack. But I think for me, the main guys I'm kind of looking for at this point is wide out for sure. I do like AD Mitchell. I think he'll be there. I think Worthy and all those guys, maybe even Leggett too, I would take. But I think a lot of those guys are going to be gone. And then I'm also looking at center too as well. Jackson Power Johnson, I really like him. I think he's going to be really good. Zach Frazier looks to be really good. He could be there in the second round, so that might be a guy we could look at too, actually, because he looks like he's going to be the truth as well. And then, like I said, edge rusher. Any of these right ends or left ends that could convert over to an outside linebacker, I definitely won't. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and skip to the draft and kind of see what happens there. All right, man, so here at pick number 33, we got the first pick overall in the second round. Let's go ahead and take a look here and see what's available. We already talked about a couple guys that we would want. Obviously, Bo Nix, we don't need here. Brian Thomas is still here. Worthy is still here. Okay, I'm a little intrigued now. I didn't think these guys were going to be this. So wide receiver definitely feels like the place to go here. Now, I do like center too. And our guy from Oregon is already gone. He's already been picked. Should I maybe go center here, guys? At 33 and then just wait at 39? I'm really tempted to do so. He's got good at acceleration, elite change of direction. Y'all, I'm not going to lie. There's like 4 good wide receivers we got. But there's not really too many good centers after this. I think we're going to take Zach Frazier with the 33rd pick overall. And he's hitting dev, 78 acceleration, 66 agility, 60 change of direction. Yeah, I feel like this is the move here. We needed a center badly to shore up that offensive line for Bryce. And this shows for Bryce that we are taking this O-line thing seriously. We've invested a lot of money in the O-line. We take Zach Frazier at 33. I'm not mad at that pick at all. So we take that center there, and everybody we still want is here. No wide receivers went off the board. So that's tremendous news. Now, I'm looking at Brian Thomas Jr. I know he was good in college, but there are a lot of things on here I don't like, just to be honest. So I think I'm going to pass on him. Xavier Worthy, the speed is insane. Elite jumping, elite speed, elite change of direction, elite acceleration. This guy is truly a stud. Xavier Leggett's probably going to be pretty good as well. He has elite acceleration, great, but I still think at this point Xavier Worthy might be the move here. I definitely want to go wide receiver here, and I think we're going to go ahead and go with Xavier Worthy. I think his upside is just better at this point. Hidden dev, 99 acceleration, 88 agility, 98 change of direction, 95 jumping, and 99 speed. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. We take Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy, welcome to Charlotte. All right, so we are here now in the third round, and we have to address the edge rusher rule. We have to. It's got to get addressed some type of way at this point. It just needs to happen. Don't really like anybody there. Could we maybe move Trice back, or maybe a guy like Jonah Ellis? Could we possibly move him back? C block shedding, A finesse, B. I'm kind of looking at Jonah Ellis at this point and seeing if we can move him to outside linebacker. What's his size? Yeah, 6'2", 250. We could move this guy. He has A finesse, B power move, B tackle. I do like this pick. He might be the pick here, guys. Let's keep looking, but we have to go edge rusher. That has to happen at this point. It's either outside linebacker. Yeah, it's probably gonna, I think that we're gonna go with our guy. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Still Chambers looks pretty good too. Let's see. Hold on. Elite acceleration, good agility, elite change of direction, great jumping, elite speed, solid strength. I don't know. This dude possibly looks good, but we can get him in day 3. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take Jonah Ellis. I think Jonah Ellis is more of a sure thing. I'm going to take him. He is normal dev, but that's all right. He's going to have a lot of opportunities to play. 86 acceleration, 78 agility, 80 change of direction, jumping 82, speed 82, strength. I'm not mad at this because we're probably going to end up moving him back to outside linebacker, and he's probably going to go up some in his rating. So I'm not mad at this at all. All right, man. So here in the 4th round, there's a couple of things I kind of can look at here. We could look at another halfback. A guy like Bucky Irvin wouldn't be terrible, to be honest, to pair up because Chuba Hubbard is coming off a contract year. We could get the Charlotte native, Will Shipley here. There's a lot of decent running backs in the 4th round here. Running back could definitely be a place. Tight end also as well. This is not really a deep tight end draft. I do kind of like Theo Johnson, though. We could use him at tight end because our tight end room is just weak. I mean, I'm just going to call it. It's weak, to be real with you. I do want to see if our guy is still there. He is. Still Chambers is still there, and I'm really intrigued to pull the trigger on this right here. I'm not going to lie. Still Chambers, he's probably going to be hitting dev, but, I mean, elite acceleration, good agility, elite change of direction. I mean, this dude's a solid player. I'm going to go ahead and take him. He's not hitting dev, but still Chambers, 90 overall acceleration, 82 overall agility, 82 change of direction, jumping 82, 87 speed. Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good pick. I'm super fine with that. All right, man. So looking at the draft recap, we got Frazier, 70 overall. We're probably going to play him right away, hitting dev. Worthy at a 75 overall. Ellis at a 71. We're going to move his position actually to outside so that he's up. He'll probably go up a little bit. Chambers was at 64. That is a terrible pick. We did get Cam Hart in the 5th round. I didn't show y'all that for 69 overall. Xavier Thomas at 67 overall. And then Jalen Pope was just sitting there in the 7th round. So we took him. And he's 69 overall. So I'm super cool with that. I do want to see if Jonah Ellis's overall will go up when we change his position here. I hope it does. I don't know if it will or not, but we're about to find out in a few seconds here. Because I am a little intrigued to see So his overall pretty much stays the same. So not really mad at it. But yeah, decent draft. Could have been better. Chambers really sold us a bill of goods. This is terrible. Like 64 overall in the 4th round, that's a bad pick. But the rest of this draft is pretty solid. I'm not mad at really any other pick. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and move into the preseason. All right, man. So we're here at the start of the 2024 season. Roster has made some changes, but let's go over it again here. Bryce Young is starting quarterback. Chuba's going to be our starting running back. Also as well, Deontay Johnson will be wide receiver 1. Xavier Worthy will be wide receiver 2. Mingo will be wide receiver 3. And we actually got Jalen Polk in the 7th round, so he's going to be wide receiver number 4 for us. We're probably going to end up moving on from Terrence Marshall either at the end of this season or maybe even during the season. At left tackle, we're going to have Ike Ekwonu, Damian Lewis, Zach Frazier. The rookie is going to be our starting center. Robert Hunt, also as well Taylor Moton. And our starting tight end will be Tommy Tremble. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we have Derek Brown, Shy Tuttle, Alshon Robinson. At outside linebacker, we're going to have DJ Wanham. In the middle, we're going to have Shaq and also as well Josie Jules. On the other outside linebacker, we're going to have Jonah Ellis, who we drafted. Then at corner, we're going to have J.C. Horn, cornerback 1. Dane Jackson, cornerback 2. And then in the slot, we're going to have Troy Hill. And then at safety, we're going to have Xavier Woods and Jordan Fuller. So let's see how these first couple weeks go. And we're going to tap back in with y'all. We're about maybe week 6 or 7, somewhere in that ballpark. All right, man. So in the middle of the season, man, we want to go ahead and start getting some people signed. Derek Brown, brother, you ain't going nowhere. We throwing the bag at. We might just throw the 5-year at you. We're going to give you 4 years, 13.5, 15. Will you take that? You do. Absolutely. We get Derek Brown back. Deontay Johnson is not really asking for that much money. So I am a little curious what he's doing in the season. I'm trying to avoid looking at stats, but he is having a decent year. Did we bring Deontay Johnson back? He's not asking for a lot of money, guys. This is not a lot of money. I think we are going to bring him back at this price. Could find a better team. Okay, so we'll come back to the table on that one. Shaq Thompson's a lifelong Panther, but he is 30 at this point. Can we maybe cut this down to a 2-year deal, lower this money a little bit? Let's maybe do this to save the cap hit. He's going to want more money. Austin Corbett, I think at this point we can let him walk because we're paying two guards already a lot of money. So Corbett, I'm sorry, you're gone. Chuba, I don't know, man. He's having a decent season. Career wise, this is his best season by far. So far. I'm kind of willing to let that play out a little bit more. Xavier Woods, we probably won't bring back. Terrence Marshall, again, we probably will not bring back. Kavion Chason, let's see what he's done this season. But another one we're probably not bringing. Yeah, I mean he hasn't did anything. We're probably not bringing him back. Tommy Tremble, what has he done for us this year? He is our starting tight end. Again, not much, not enough for me to pay. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what kind of happens. Brady Richardson, again, we won't be bringing back. Smith Marset probably won't be bringing back. Yeah, guys, I don't think we're bringing anybody back in this area here. We'll obviously probably pick up Ikem Akwanu's, fifth year option. But besides that, I don't really think we're keeping any of these guys at this point. So yeah, we're gonna still try to get Shaq and Deontay Johnson locked in. But besides that, we're probably not really keeping anybody else. All right, man. So at the halfway mark of the season, man, we're 2-5, but it really doesn't matter because this division is still up for grabs. This division is so terrible. The Buccaneers are 2-4. The Falcons are 2-5. The Panthers are 2-5, and the Saints are 1-5. We all in the mix. So we still have a chance at winning this division here. We do have a breakout dev though. Ooh. I'm hoping that's either Mingo or Worthy would be even better. And it's Worthy. So Worthy must be having a decent season. I hope Bryce is having a decent season. We'll check at the end here. Let's focus on our scouting focus nationally. We need a corner opposite of J.C. Horn. This is probably going to be a pretty good cornerback class with guys like Travis Hunter, Will Johnson, so on and so forth. I think this is a no-brainer. I think we have to go ahead and try to, make something shake here. And, yeah, man, excited to see kind of what's going to go on from here. And, yeah, so we're going to see if we get this dev trait next. So I'm going to sim to the next week and see if we get it. All right, man, again, we did get Shaq Thompson on a 2-year deal for like $24 million or something like that. We're going to try to get Deontay Johnson again. We offered him 3 years, $65 million. We're going to try to go up another $1 million here and see if that gets the job done. And it does. All right, man, let's go over the yearly awards. Lamar won another MVP. I don't expect to see any Panthers here. I don't expect to see my name on this coach's list, so he's not. So let's go to the NFC side. Offensive Player of the Year. No Panthers. I figured it wouldn't be. Defensive Player of the Year. No Panthers. I figured it would be. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Can we at least get nothing? We don't have nobody on here. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jonah Hill does get in at 5. Okay. He probably won't get a dev trait for that, unfortunately, but he does get it at 5. Running back, probably nothing. Wide out, probably nothing. O-line, I feel like we should at least get, okay, yeah. Corbett and Robert, I don't know how Corbett got on here. Robert Hunt absolutely deserves to be on here. Defensive line, yeah, probably nobody. Linebacker, yep, nobody. Defensive back, Horn should be on here. Yeah, Horn comes in at 10. Kicker and all that, I don't even care. This was a disappointing season. I knew we were going to be bad, but at least I thought some of our rookies would kind of develop a little better. It really seems like Jonah Ellis was the only one like really developing. And obviously in the Super Bowl, we have the typical Cowboys and, Chiefs. We get that every year, seems like, in the Super Bowl. But yeah, let's go ahead and skip to the offseason and see where we go from there. All right, man. So at the end of year 1, we go 5-12. So, 3 games better than what we did this past season. So I guess that's at least an improvement. I did not expect this team to be good. No way. So I'm not really that mad at it. But let's go ahead and look at the stats first, man. Kind of see what happened this season. Not a good season for Bryce Young. 2,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 61 completion percentage. Ooh, is Bryce going to finish out this rebuild with us? I don't know, man. This is bad. Rushing wise, Chuba had 800 yards. Sanders had 356, 4 touchdowns. Receiving wise, Deontay Johnson had a pretty decent year, 917 yards, 6 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy had a pretty decent rookie season. Terrence Marshall actually had a pretty decent season as well for his standards. Trimble had an all right season. Mingo just not really moving the goalpost for us much there. Blocking wise, Really good season by Robert Hunt. Really good season by our center, only giving up 1 sack. Damian Lewis, too. 2 sacks, pretty good. Ike Kwanu struggled with 11 sacks giving up, and Moten gave up 7 as well. But I'm really impressed with what we got in that interior. These guys right here is really, pulling their weight. So shout out to them. Defensively, Shaq led the lead. Shaq led the team in tackles, 126 tackles. Josie Jewell had 99. Jordan Fuller had 85. Dane had 75. Let's go for tackles for loss and sacks. Sacks, we were terrible. Jonah Ellis did lead the team in sacks, though, with 4. Also as well, we had Derek Brown that had 4. Lewis had 2. Xavier Thomas actually came in off the bench and gave us 2. Yeah, we need edge rusher and corner desperately. Let's go to interceptions. J.C. Horn did have 4, so we might need edge rusher more than cornerback, actually, the more I think about it. Shaq Thompson had 2. Dane Jackson had 2. Sam Franklin had 1. Josie Jules had 1. Yeah, this defense is probably rated pretty low. I do want to see where this defense was rated real quick because it had to be pretty bad. Yeah, we were 31 in defensive rush yards per game. Now, pass defense, we were straight. Defense per game, we were 21, but offense was god awful. 32 ranked at points per game, 30 in pass yards per game, and rush yards, we were 30 as well. This is terrible. Not a good season for us at all, man. And I don't know, man. I'm almost contemplating firing the OC. I think I'm going to give him 1 more year, but, man, I'm not going to lie. But we'll catch y'all after the Super Bowl. All right, man, so going through this, we're obviously going to pick up Ickes, even though he had a rough year. We're going to pick up his 5th-year option. Austin Corbett, we're going to go ahead and let walk. Chuba, I think the same. If we want him, we can bring him back in free agency. Xavier Woods, we're not bringing back. Terrence Marshall, even though he did have a decent year, we're not bringing him back. Chase Son did absolutely nothing for us. We're not bringing him back. Trimble, another one. I mean, he had a decent season, but we're good. Brady Christensen, we're good. Smith Marset, again, we can try to maybe get him later on, but as far as trying to bring him back right now, I just don't see it. We have $84 million in cap, guys. So we got a lot of cap to work with. And let's see if we can do something in free agency, man, and see if we can try to bring in some immediate help. And also, as well, we have the number 3 pick in this upcoming draft. So let's keep an eye on that as well, because we're probably going to go edge rusher, outside linebacker, or corner. One more thing, there are a few roster cuts I want to make. Sanders, I'm going to go ahead and just take this $1 million L, and cut him. He's just not it. I'm trying to see if there are any more roster cuts we can possibly make here to save us some money. Ian Thomas, I think that's another one. I just take the $5 million L and just get him off the books. He got to go. So I'll go ahead and cut him as well. Let's see, is there anybody else that we can take a possible pay cut? Cade Mays, I mean, again, at this point, he's just a backup, but that does save us a little money by cutting him. We're going to go ahead and move on from him as well. I'm looking for other players that we could possibly move on from. I'm really tempted to move on from Alshon Robinson at this point, too, because he didn't do anything for us, honestly. He really didn't. He didn't do anything for us. He had 33 tackles, 10 tackles for loss. I mean, again, like, can we get this somewhere else, though? Like, and he's 30 at this point. It saves us $2 million to get rid of him. I'm a little intrigued on possibly just letting Alshon. I think I am. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut Alshon Robinson as well. Sorry, Alshon. I think we're going to go ahead and save that money there. Obviously, we got Derek Brown locked in. This is a no-brainer. We saved $5 million by cutting Shot Tuttle. It has to happen. Goodbye. Let's see. Let's see if there's any other area we can cut costs and save some money. I think that's gonna be it. We could cut Dane Jackson as well and save a little money there. Troy Hill, we only got him on a 1-year deal, so he's gonna be gone anyway. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna keep everybody else but cut those guys and save money on the cap. All right, man. So going into free agency, we have $97 million, man. So we got a lot of money to work with here. We're obviously not going to spend a lot on guard and tackle and all that. I'm trying to see, do I like anybody here? We desperately need a tight end, and this tight end class is god-awful. I mean, at this point, we might just bring Tommy Tremble back because this is not a good tight end class at all. Trimble's the youngest, so I guess we'll go ahead and offer Trimble a contract. We have the money, so we probably should have just kept him at this point. So we do need some tight ends. We actually really need 2 tight ends, but we'll come back. Offensive line wise, not really worried that we do need a left end. Do we pay DeMarcus Lawrence though? No, we're in a rebuilding situation. We're not going to do that. I am a little intrigued though with John Franklin Myers. Maybe we bring somebody like him in on a 2-year deal, but let's keep looking for things that we might need a little more, honestly, like corner, edge rusher as well. I don't really see anybody I'm loving a lot here, to be honest. Khalil Mack is washed and old at this point. Corner, it's Paulson Adebo. We could take a chance on him. 83 overall. He's 26. He's pretty young for the most part. I mean, but again, there's just not a lot of good. I do kind of like Michael Carter. But he doesn't have a lot of interest in coming here. So that's another problem. Man, I do kind of want to make a splash at corner because I do not like what we have at corner. And I do think we're going to have to go edge rusher or outside linebacker in the draft. Let's offer Paulson Aldipo this amount. Is that going to be enough to get us in the running? It's not. So we're going to have to go up. We're probably going to have to overpay a little bit here. I hate to do this, but we're probably going to have to overpay a little bit. Does that put us in the contestants? It does. So let's see what happens with that. We'll let that play out a little bit. Free safety wise, we let Woods go, and there's really not any other better option out here. Like, to be honest, Quandre Diggs I kind of like, but he's older. Yeah, I mean, we might as well bring back Woods because there's not really a lot. That's one thing, man. I hope they kind of fix a little bit. There's never really any good free agents, like hardly ever. Like, let's look at this free agent class right here. There's no really, like, okay, he's 33 and 88 overall. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Amari Cooper, 88 overall, that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joke, that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I would actually take him if he was more like a pass rushing outside linebacker, but he's not. He's really, in my scheme, would be more of a middle linebacker. I don't need that. Yeah, there's just not really a lot of good corners out here. I could take a guy like DJ Reed instead of Paulson Adebo, but I'm just going to go ahead and take a shot at Paulson Adebo. There's just not a lot of guys I really like in this class. Like, there's not a lot of guys I like. Edge rushers are old. I think I am going to go ahead and take a swing at John Franklin Myers just because we need some type of pass rush, and it's just not really happening for us. We're kind of set at middle linebacker right now. I think we're going to go outside linebacker in the draft. Free safety at this point. Do I just bring Xavier Woods back? I think I do. Because he's a year older, but he is more of a scheme fit. So maybe we bring in Eddie Jackson on a year deal. He's going to be a little cheaper as well. We'll bring him in. He's just a year younger than Woods, so it's not terrible. I am going to give, Jordan Fuller another year. We do need a kicker and a punter. Let's take a guy like Harrison Buckner because I know he can kick. Who actually was drafted by the Panthers, crazy or not. But that's kind of what we're gonna do here at first. And let's kind of just see how this works out. All right, man. So we get Paulson Adebo. We get Harrison Buckner. We get Tommy Tremble. So we get a couple guys back. We're still waiting on John Franklin Myers to see what he's gonna do. I think we need a defensive tackle too as well. BJ Hill is intriguing. Did we throw him a 2-year deal? We're gonna throw BJ Hill a 2-year deal. Edge rusher is really what I'm concerned about the most right now. We're probably gonna address it in the draft, but Ojulari wouldn't be bad. I do kind of like Jonah Hill though, so it's really the opposite of Ellis. He's not. He's more of a stand-up. Yeah, we're gonna need pass rush bad at this point. We do need kind of depth corners though. Maybe a guy like Benjamin St. Juste wouldn't be terrible as cornerback 3. and we can kind of move on from Dane Jackson, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Let's double up on corners. I still have faith in our wide receiver room. I do think we need one more tight end. Did Eddie Jackson not? Did we not get Eddie Jackson? We didn't. Okay, so let me go ahead and just bring Woods back. He does have an offer out for him though, but let's try to get Woods back. If we can't, we might not get him. We might not get him. Our second option is going to be this guy here if we can't get him because he's younger. But we might need free safety in this draft too pretty early. Lewis Sin is a guy I could kind of see us going after. But yeah, I don't know, man. We might have to kind of see how this thing plays out. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and do this while we're sitting here. Do we get Xavier Woods back? No, we don't. We don't get Woods, which is a concern. Okay, so we miss out on Woods and the other free safeties we wanted. I don't want to bring in an old Micah Hyde, even though that would make us better. He's just old. Or maybe do I do that at this point? Or do I bring in a guy like Quandre Diggs? I think I'm going to bring in him because I said I want to bring him in. He's younger. He can play that safety role, and we still need another safety, and we honestly need another tight end too. Let's bring in a guy like Lewis Sin as well because he's still pretty young. So let's bring him in as well. Let's go to tight end too because we need tight ends desperately at this point. I don't want to really overpay for a tight end, but we do need tight ends desperately because I think we got one on the roster as of right now. So we definitely want to add Mo Alley Cox. I think he'll be a good addition. And then maybe one more guy. Zach Ertz is just old at this point. I don't really want to, deal with him. Ian Thomas, we obviously don't want him back. Logan's old. I don't want no super old guys. Bates is kind of asking for too much money, honestly, to be real with you. We did have Collier on the practice squad. Did we just bring him back again on like a one-year deal, overpay a little bit, and call it a day? I think that's what we're going to do here. And we'll check back in with y'all at the end of free agency. All right, man. So here at the end of free agency, we took Paulson Adebo, Harrison Buckner, B.J. Hill, Khalil Herbert, Benjamin St. Juice, John Franklin Myers, Iffy, I'm not even going to try to say his last name, Jack Kamara, Derek Nottie, Dylan Radunzon, I think I might be saying it wrong, Tommy Trimble, Lewis Sin, and Graham Glasnow, Mo Alley Cox, and Jameis Winston, and then Charlie Kohler. All right, so that's who we took in free agency. And now we're looking at who we're going to possibly draft. And I'm going to just tell y'all now, it's a guy, he's getting picked at 3 for me. And I don't really think it's going to be even a question. And that guy is going to be Harold Perkins. He fits what we need, for one. He fits exactly what we need. Elite, solid, elite. Yeah, I mean, we're taking Harold Perkins with this pick. I'm not going to even have any suspense. We're taking Harold Perkins. So I'm already really going to start focusing on kind of the second round or what we could possibly get in the third. Because actually, we don't have a second round pick this year, do we? Yeah, so we're not going to have a second round pick here, actually, the more I think about it. Should we move back? I think running back, too, is going to be a place we have to hit pretty hard. I don't know, guys. Now I'm thinking about it. Should I move back? Running back, I do like Trevor Etienne. We're not going to have a second round pick because of the DJ Moore trade. I'm now wondering, should we move back? I want Harold Perkins, but if we can move, I want Harold Perkins. I'm not going to lie. I want Harold Perkins. We'll just have to suffer with the second round. We'll see what happens, but we're probably going to take Harold Perkins with this next pick. All right, man, so we're on the board at 3. Harold Perkins is still there. What do we do here? Because we could move back a couple spots and get a second this year. Do we move back and get a second is what I'm wondering now. If we move back to 18, I just don't think the pass rusher we want is going to be there. I think we just have to take our guy here and call it a day. That's kind of where I stand at this point. I think we just have to take our guy here. I don't want to move back. I don't want to move back that far either. I really do kind of want a second round pick though. 15 is interesting. I wonder would they give us their second round pick this year instead of next year. But I know by then the pass rusher I really want will be gone. That's why I don't want to go and pull that trigger there. So okay, guys, let's go look and see what pass rushers we could take here. I do want Harold Perkins though. I'm not gonna lie. I want Harold Perkins. He can do it all. But we need a pass rusher desperately in this draft. There are some guys here I like. Patrick Payton I like. Abdul Carter I like. I even like Jeremiah Alexander. I like David Bailey as well. There are some pass rushers here. Marvin Jones. But Harold Perkins, I mean, he's the pass rusher of all pass rushers, bro. I think I just gotta take the L. I gotta take the L. I'm taking Harold Perkins. 92 acceleration, 80 agility, 86 change of direction, 89 jumping, 90 speed, 76 strength. I think we gotta just make this happen right here. Now we may move up in the second round. I don't know yet. I'll let y'all know when we get there. But I had to take Harold Perkins. This dude is too unstoppable. All right, man. So we did not trade up. We stayed in the third round. But guys, what we're looking for right here is a running back. And there's a lot of good ones still out here. I'm really kind of willing to trade back at this point. Now, this is normal when the run on running backs happens. I mean, look at Trevor Etienne. He's first round, second round talent. I mean, even look at a guy like Amarion Hampton, Quinshawn Junkins. I mean, there's a lot of good running backs here. Do I trade back? I'm a little willing to trade back at this point. Denzel Burke is still here. Jabbar Muhammad is still here. There's some decent players. We need a tight end as well, to be honest. I don't know, man. There's still some decent players here. I think I'm going to trade back a few picks. I don't want to trade back super far into the third round because this is normally when the run on running backs happens. But can we trade back a few picks and get something in return? I don't want to trade back super late third. I don't really love any of these picks. Third, okay, 77's not terrible. And he would give us a 6 this year as well. I'm a little intrigued to move back some. I don't want to move back. I'm not trading within the division. We're not doing that. I think I'm going to take that. I think that was the Commanders that offered this. We're going to move back a little bit. And hopefully the run on running backs doesn't happen right here. Okay, there's only 10 picks. We're going to actually just stay on here and sim through it. Okay, Steph McLaughlin. That's a good center too, by the way. I'm really just trying to make sure the run on running backs doesn't happen right now. Okay, we're looking really good. Okay. 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 Okay, the running backs are not coming off the board right now. Okay. Is Trevor Etienne going to make it to me? He does. So it works out. We move back a couple picks. I'm going to go ahead and take my running back of the future here, which is going to be Trevor Etienne, I believe. He's probably the best one available. I don't know. Singleton's pretty good too, though. But Trevor Etienne, we know he has first round, second round talent. Let's go ahead and take him. Is he hitting dev? He is. 95 acceleration, 88 agility, change of direction 90, jumping 90, speed 92. Welcome to Charlotte, Trevor Etienne. All right, man. So we're here in the fourth round now. Let's see what we really can go here with. Defensive tackle wouldn't hurt. Tight end wouldn't hurt. Mason Taylor looks like he could be the goods. Ooh, he Benjamin Yorsick, he's pretty good. Mason Taylor might be the pick here. Let's keep looking though, but I'm kind of thinking he may be the pick. Let's keep looking though. Safety, Shiloh Sanders is still there. Corner, there's a lot of decent corners here as well. Definitely like these top three here. We already went kind of like edge rusher. Deontay Lawson would be a nice ad. I'm not gonna lie. Shaq Thompson's getting old. Jules is kind of washed. But I think Mason Taylor's gonna be more of an impact now type player. So I think we're gonna go with him. Yeah, let's go with Mason Taylor on this pick. Let's see, is he hitting Dev? He is. 85 acceleration, 78 agility, 84 change of direction, 90 jumping, 86 speed, 76 strength. Okay, I like this. Welcome to Charlotte. I wasn't even gonna show my 5th round pick, but I think both of these corners are pretty good. Not gonna lie. I'm leaning towards taking one of them. Let's just look though. But I'm leaning towards taking Damani Jackson. I feel like getting him at this price would be crazy. All the way in the 5th round. Yeah, I think that's who we're going with here. Let me just keep looking through. But I'm almost for certain Damani Jackson is probably where we're going with this pick. And we're probably going to try to get him some playtime pretty early as well. Let's see. Tight end is another area, but we already kind of hit that. I think we're going to take Damani Jackson with this pick, guys. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Damani Jackson. I think him sitting here this late is crazy. And we're going to go ahead and take, I don't know if he's hitting Dev or not. He is. We got a hit Dev corner in the freaking 5th round. Let's go. All right, man. So here's our draft recap. We got Harold Perkins, 78 overall, hitting Dev. 73 overall, Trevor Etienne. Probably going to get some playtime pretty early, though. Mason Taylor, 72 overall, hitting Dev. Damani Jackson, 73 overall. We got him in the 5th round, hitting Dev. We're going to probably play him pretty early as well. Taj Brooks, 69 overall in the 5th round. Juice Wells was still sitting there at 69 overall in the 6th round, so I took him. And then 70 overall, Jacoby Matthews in the 6th round. So I went on ahead and took him. I like this draft class a lot better than last year even. I think it's going to be a pretty good draft class, and I hope these guys pan out. All right, man, so here's the roster for year 2. Bryce Young, this is a huge year for him because we're in year 3 now. Bryce Young, if this thing doesn't work out, we really might have to start looking for another quarterback. Khalil Herbert's going to be our starting running back. With Trevor Etienne getting some touches as well. Hopefully we can kind of transition Trevor Etienne to running back number 1, maybe by like week 6 or 7. Deontay Johnson's going to be wide receiver number 1. Xavier Words is going to be wide receiver number 2. Mingo is really another one that's going to be really important for him to take that next step. He's going to be wide receiver number 3. Jalen Polk is going to be wide receiver number 4. And then Juice Wells will be wide receiver number 5. Left tackle is going to be Ike Ekwonu. Big season for him. Damian Lewis. Zach Frazier, who's star dev. Robert Hunt as well. Taylor Moton, Mason Taylor is going to be our starting tight end as a rookie. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we're going to have Derek Brown, B.J. Hill, John Franklin Myers. At linebacker, Harold Perkins, the rookie, Jewel, and also as well, Shaq Thompson. And now Ellis got hurt, and he's going to be on IR, so he's going to miss the majority of the season. So DJ Johnson's going to really have to step up for us at corner. We're going to have Paulison Aladipo at cornerback 2, J.C. Horn at cornerback 1. Damani Jackson's going to be actually cornerback number 4. And then we're going to have Benjamin St. Juste as cornerback number 3. And then at safety, we got Jordan Fuller and also as well. I'm not even going to try to say his last name, but the guy that played at Syracuse. So that's kind of what we got right now. We'll see y'all guys in a couple of weeks. All right, man. So at the middle of the season, man, we are 4-3, and now look at our whole division is now all of a sudden good. The Buccaneers are 5-2, the Saints are 4-2, and the Falcons and us are both 5-3. So now all of a sudden our division is competitive. Of course, as soon as we start improving, the division gets competitive. Let's look at who we kind of want to bring back at this point. At week 8, J.C. Horn, we definitely want to go ahead and lock him in. 4 years, 69. Let's do 7-7. Can we do 4 years? Yep, we get that done. So J.C. Horn's locked in. I don't know why they have him as a trade person. Robert Hunt, he shouldn't even be on here because we already paid him. We're just gonna give him a 2-year extension. We'll get that signed. We're gonna give him a 2-year extension. He should be pretty much signed already. Damian Lewis, the same thing. He's just going to get a 2-year extension as well because he should already have that. But we're going to give him a 2-year extension. We do. Let's see. Everybody, Moden is a lifelong Panther. Do we just want to continue to make him a lifelong Panther? We're going to come back to the table on him, but we're going to get him locked in. Everybody else, though, we not really. And obviously, we'll probably pick up Bryce's 5th-year option, so we'll see how that goes. But we're going to try to really focus on Robert Hunt will get him back. That's not a problem. We're going to mainly try to focus on getting Taylor Moton locked in at this point. All right, man. So we do make the playoffs. I think 3 teams in the NFC South made the playoffs. So we might, at this point, have the best division in football. The Falcons get in at 12-5. The Panthers get in at 10-7. And the Bucs get in at 10-7. I think all 3 of us made it. Let's just see. But I'm pretty sure all 3 of it. Yeah, so all 3 of us made it into the playoffs. So that's pretty good. The division is now all of a sudden good. Let's go look at these stats, though. Y'all know what we come to see. How did Bryce Young play? That's the main thing. So, better stats for Bryce. 3,700 yards, 23 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. That's a little bit much, but definitely a better year for Bryce. Rushing-wise, we did start Trevor Etienne halfway through the year. He did pretty good, you know what I'm saying, for not being the full-time starter. He got 711 yards, 8 touchdowns, 41 yards per game. Pretty good for him. Receiving-wise, Deontay Johnson, really solid season, 1,000 yards. Worthy was close to 1,000 as well with 955 touchdowns. Mason Taylor came in on his rookie year and did a really good job. 68 catches for 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mingo actually did a little bit better this year. 49 catches for 501 yards. So pretty good season for Mingo as wide receiver 3 as well. Blocking wise, Robert Hunt. I mean, he was worth the $100 million at this point. 0 sacks given up this whole season, and he didn't miss a game. So shout out to Robert Hunt. He played well. Frazier was pretty good. Ooh, Damian Lewis as a guard giving up 4 sacks is kind of crazy. Moton decided to not take our contract, and I'm not going to franchise tag him. So he's probably going to just end up hitting free agency, but we're going to try to bring him back. And Ike Aquanu gave up 6 sacks for a left tackle, though. It actually really ain't that bad, and he played in every game. But, man, just really impressed with what Robert Hunt did this year. That's really impressive. Defensively, Shaq led the team in tackles, 107. Jewel at 90. Benjamin St. Juste at 82. Fuller at 78. Perkins at 59. Tackle for loss, man. B.J. Hill had 20 tackles for loss. Derrick Brown had 16 and 10 sacks. Holy crap. Derrick Brown had a year. Harold Perkins did pretty good too as well. 6 sacks. Would like to get him to double digits, but I'm not mad at that as a rookie getting 6 sacks. 10 tackles for loss. DJ Johnson also had 2.5 sacks, and then John Franklin Myers had 1.5, and one of them had 1.5. Let's go to interceptions. J.C. Horn. I'm so glad we gave you that contract. 5 interceptions for him. 3 for Shaq. Jewel had 2. The dude from Syracuse had 2, and then Jordan Fuller had 2 as well. So pretty impressive season, man. Overall, and we made the playoffs. Finally, in year 3, we get to the playoffs. So I'm not even mad at that. I do like to just see the team rankings. So passing yards, so points per game, we were 16th, so middle of the pack. 11 offensive passing yards, so pretty good. 19 in rushing yards, so kind of a little bit below middle of the pack. Defensive points per game, we were 13. It's pretty good. Defensive pass yards per game, we were number 1 in the NFL. Defensive rushing yards per game, we were number 11. So the defense definitely showed out. Shout out to them. Can we beat the Falcons? And I'm not even expecting us to. Can we get 1 win in the playoffs? We don't. Okay, they send us home. That's fine. We get to the playoffs, though. I'll take that. We get to the playoffs. Nobody gets fired, because I was definitely, if the offense struggled again this year, that OC was gone. We definitely want to give Harold Perkins. We want to fit him to get towards the scheme. So let's go ahead and put him with this. We definitely want to kind of take care of the scheme. Trevor Etienne had a really good year. Let's get him to get closer to the scheme. And next year, I'm not going to lie, it's time to win. I'm going to be honest. It's time we made it to the playoffs this year. That was cute. But next year, it's time to make a run. I mean, at this point, we're going to be going into, year 4 of Bryce. So, we need a championship ring or getting close to one, because we're going into year 4 of Bryce next season. We kind of got the pieces now to get us there. I think we need a couple of splash guys, maybe in free agency, especially edge rushers. I do like that Derrick Brown got 10 sacks and all that. That's cool and all that. I need another edge rusher opposite of, and I hate that Jonah Ellis didn't get to play this season because of the injury. But I think we need another edge rusher, man, to really set the tone. And I wouldn't even be mad at like another, O lineman either. To be quite frankly honest with you, especially like at right tackle. But that's kind of where we're at right now. We're gonna go ahead and get all these guys kind of fit towards the scheme a little bit more. And yeah, we'll meet y'all at, I guess towards the off season. All right, man. So after year number 2, Josh Allen wins MVP. Let's go to Coach of the Year. Can we at least get mentioned? Dave Canales does get mentioned at 9. Okay. Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey, all those guys. No Panthers. Oh, Deontay Johnson does come in at number 10. Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not expecting any Panthers here. Nope. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Trevor Etienne comes in 2. So he should get a update. We'll see. Mason Taylor comes in at 4. I think the top 3 guys get devs. So hopefully Trevor Etienne gets a dev. That would be nice. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Harold Perkins comes in at number 2. He should get a dev trait upgrade. Best quarterback, Bryce not going to be on here. Best running back, Etienne's not going to be on here. Best wide receiver, Deontay should be on here. He is at number 4. Best O-line, Robert Hunt at number 1. I wonder, will he get an update to Superstar? Because I think he's already at Star. So shout out to Robert Hunt. He should get an update for sure. Let's see. Derek Brown comes in at number 10. Best D lineman. He should be higher than that personally. DB. JC Horn comes in at number 3. I wonder, does he get an upgrade in dev? And yeah, man, that's pretty good. Let's go look at and see if these guys got an upgrade in dev. They should have. I think you have to wait till next week. We got Baltimore and San Francisco in the championship, but yeah, I think they should get an upgrade in dev. We'll see though here. But they should. Let's go and look at the team real quickly. Go to here and let's go look and see that those guys get a dev trait increase. So Trevor Etienne does not, because he was hitting dev, so he was star already. Okay, Robert Hunt does. He goes up to Superstar. Deontay Johnson stays at Superstar. So we love that. Defensively, JC Horn goes up to Superstar as well. Harold Perkins, I think, was at Star, and he's up to Superstar now as well. So a few dev traits are happening. Man, Derek Brown can't get up to Superstar at this point at a 92 overall? Come on, man. 10 sacks as an interior guy? Like, come on. But anyway, those are the guys who got updated on their dev. So let's see kind of who we're going to keep next and who we're going to let go. All right, man. So here we are going into, I guess, year 4 technically of Bryce Young. We're going to go ahead, pick up his 5th-year option because he did play good this year. Khalil Herbert, we're not bringing back. Jordan Fuller, again, just hasn't really did much for us. We're not going to bring him back either. DJ Wanham, no. I don't think we're bringing any of these guys back. I'm definitely not tagging a 32-year-old right tackle. I'm just not doing that. And yeah, I think pretty much everybody on here is going to get let go at this point. I do want to go to see if there's a few other guys we can release on this roster that is still under contract. I don't think there's anybody that I really want to let go of at this point. Maybe Khalil Herbert at this point. I think he was on a 2-year deal. No, he was just on there. We just deleted him, so he's on a 1-year deal. My apologies. Mingo did show some flashes this year because I was definitely thinking about cutting him. Not gonna lie, but he did show some flashes this year. Is Mo Alley Cox on a multiple-year deal? I don't think he is. I think he was just on a 1-year. I don't think there's going to be anybody else we just flat out cut at this point. John Franklin Myers really didn't do much. But we'll probably keep him for 1 more year at least and kind of see how it works out. BJ Hill. Did we go ahead and move on from DJ Johnson? I mean, he did have a solid season. We could cut. I think we're going to go ahead and cut Josie Jules at this point. 31 years old. He really hasn't got much done. I think we're going to go ahead and move on from him at this point, to be honest with you, and try to replace him with another linebacker. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and move on from him. Dane Jackson. I don't know. Not Dominique Jackson. Dane Jackson. We're not gonna bring him back, so he's already pretty much essentially cut. We're not bringing him back. Yeah, I think that's really it. There's not really a lot of guys on this roster I want to just flat out cut. So we'll catch up to y'all in free agency. All right, man. So we restructured Taylor Moton's contract and also as well J.C. Horn's contract, which opened up roughly about $15 million for us this year. And I'm looking, and this is a nice little class. I'm not gonna lie. Now a lot of these guys are older again, so not really a surprise. But this is a nice class. Taylor Moton is kind of the guy we kind of want to bring back home if we can. We'll go ahead and offer him, but I still probably will draft a right tackle in this draft. We have the better offer over the Jets, so hopefully we can get him back home. You know where I'm looking at. Edge rusher. Can we get an edge rusher that's going to be a difference maker? Clowney's old and washed. I don't really want him at this point. Thibodeau would be nice, but he wants a lot of money. But Thibodeau would be nice opposite. Hold on, y'all. This might be an investment. Ooh, Joey Bosa too would kind of be a good one. There's some edge rushers here. Now he's 31, but I am a little intrigued in maybe putting him over on the left side, opposite of. I don't want to pay Thibodeau this money because I'm going to be honest, I really don't know how good Thibodeau really is to be paying him this much. I mean, this is a big contract for a guy like Thibodeau. And I don't know if he's really worth that, in my personal opinion. Joey Bosa is going to be a little bit less risk, high reward. I think I'm going to put an offer in on him and move him to the left side. So I think that could be a real possibility for us. We do need a safety as well because I do like Jacob Matthews, who we drafted, but we still need another safety that's going to make a play. Donovan Wilson's a nice little addition. Let's go after him on a one-year deal. We're in win now territory, man. We're not trying to do no more waiting around and finding out. No, we're trying to win now. Again, I like, Ifita Matula, but I mean, let's just be real. Marcus Williams makes the secondary ridiculous. Kevin Byard would be terrible. Darnell Savage is okay. I do kind of want to upgrade that position. Let's throw some money at Kevin Byers. And at this point, man, we're trying to win it all. We're trying to get the best talent on the field at this point. Another halfback wouldn't hurt as a running back 3, but that's not really our main focus at this point. I do like Likely, but we kind of already got a tight end we really like. We already got 2 young tight ends that we kind of like. Is there any other right tackles I like? Not really. Moton would be the best one. We're probably still going to draft a tackle as well. I am a little intrigued to see if we can get another pass rusher. Drake Jackson is an interesting one because he's younger, but we really need somebody that's going to make an impact. Pascal's younger too. He's only 26, but these guys are not impact guys. We might as well just ride with Franklin Myers at that point. Defensive tackle, we've been needing this for a while, and there's just really no really good defensive tackles here. This guy's worth $13 million. Do I want to pay that much to a defensive tackle that's 30 years old? Not really. Just to be honest with you. Yeah, there's not a lot of guys I love here. We do need another middle linebacker, though. So maybe these guys are older. Pace is intriguing because he's young. So maybe we throw him a little bit of a bag. Let's throw him this type of deal here. And we can get him on board in Carolina. So I like that. Let's throw him a bag. And so we're throwing a bag at Moton, Byard, Joey Bosa, Donovan Wilson, and also as well, even Pace Jr. Let's see how this goes. And as you can see, fellas, we absolutely cooked. Taylor Moton signs back. Byard signs. Joey Bosa's going to get moved to the opposite side of Harold Perkins. Should open Harold Perkins up for more sacks. Donovan Wilson signs and Evon Pace Jr. signs. I mean, we're really getting to a point now. It's kind of like win or or nothing at this point. It's win or bust at this point. I do think we need another tight end, like not a highly rated one, just like a depth piece. We need another defensive tackle too, actually, as well. I just don't want to overpay for nobody. Maybe a guy like Tari Tart. Let's put him in, try to bring him in. And then maybe like a tight end as well. And then after that, I'm pretty okay with everything else we have. I really think this team's going to be really good. Let's take a shot at Irv Smith Jr. here. He does have a star dev, so maybe that could help with that young tight end room. And I think we're pretty much set with what we have here, and we're going to work in the draft and kind of see what happens from there. All right, man, so looking at the final mock draft here, this is going to be probably our last regular, draft class we'll use too. We'll probably start using the generics next season. But right tackle is probably what we're going here. It's probably going to be this guy here, Trey Babalad. We need to go ahead and get ready to replace Moten because he's only on a 2-year deal, but at least we'll already have his backup behind him in the wings. So I think that's probably what we're going to do. We'll see, though, because we also need a middle linebacker as well. So we'll see. We'll see, but I think that's kind of what we're probably going to do with this. So let's go look at some of the prospects that we could go after potentially. So let's go here and look. I definitely, like I said, right tackle is definitely a need because, again, I mean, we just need it at this point. So we might go with him right here. Also as well, middle linebacker is another need. Even though we just signed Even, I mean, Anthony Hill Jr., if he's there, that would be a big get. Woo, Manny Young could be a guy we go after too because he's got first round talent. So maybe somebody like him we go after. I'm just gonna look at the rest of these guys still, but definitely somebody we could definitely go after because we do need a middle linebacker because Shaq's getting old, so we still need another middle linebacker. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go defensive tackle is another one, honestly. Jordan Hall is another one we honestly could take a shot at if he's there when we pick. I don't think he will be, but we'll probably go here. DJ Hicks is interesting. Even Peyton Bowen is a little interesting as well because we signed older guys in the secondary. But I am kind of intrigued to see what happens. Let's go ahead and get to the draft. Before we get to the draft, one more thing. I got to show y'all who we all signed. These is who we all signed. Geno Smith, backup quarterback. Miles Jack is just a backup depth piece. Terry Tart, again, just depth. Even Pace Jr., also, again, probably going to be linebacker number 2. Donovan Wilson, Joey Bosa, Kevin Bayard, and Taylor Moten. So that's who we signed in the offseason. All right, man. So here we are, pick number 20. Again, we're probably going to go with that right tackle. A lot of good quarterbacks here, though. A lot of good quarterbacks here. Should we trade back? Yo, I think we should trade back. There's too many good quarterbacks here. Hold on. Let's think about this. There are like 3 good quarterbacks just sitting there. I'm surprised they're still here. Nico was there. I think Cade Klubnik was there. I'm thinking about a team that might be quarterback hungry. I don't want to trade within the division. None of these teams are really, most of these teams, Pittsburgh, because they got field, they could, okay. And we only moved back 6 spots. Pittsburgh might be an option. I think Pittsburgh's going to be the move here. I think they're giving up a lot. But I think Pittsburgh is going to be what we're going to go with here. They don't need I'm looking for guys that are quarterback horny, that are like, we need a quarterback. And the Steelers is who I think of. This is a realistic rebuild. Let's go ahead and take the Steelers offer. I wonder if they come up and get one of the quarterbacks. It would be hilarious if they don't even take one of the quarterbacks because I don't think they drafted one last year either. No, they took Desmond Ricks. Bro, what? They took Desmond Ricks? And they took our right tackle we wanted. What in the world? I was not expecting that. So now, should we just move back again? Because the dude I wanted is gone now. So that's cooked. We could go left guard here and possibly move him to right tackle. I mean, he does seem to have some intangibles that I like. Elite, good, solid. I mean, he's probably going to be a decent player. At 6'5", we could technically move him out to tackle. possibly, potentially. Should I? I'm gonna trade back again. I'm gonna be a little selfish and trade back again, y'all. I think we can trade back one more time and see how this thing works out. Because there's a crap ton of quarterbacks here, and nobody's taking them. And we're kind of cool with Bryce at this point. So I'm not like I really don't want to. If I needed a quarterback, I would take one, but I don't really need one. I don't like none of these offers. I don't like none of these offers. So we might just take our guard and flip him to tackle right here. We could take this second and a fourth in the advance. I think we're going to take this guy here and just call it a day. Chiefs, they're not going to get a quarterback. But I am going to have them move up because they're willing to give up extra pieces. So the Chiefs are going to move up, and they might take the guy I want. That's what I'm concerned about now at this point. Do they take Hurd? They do. They do. They take the guy I wanted. So I'm not even mad at this point. There's just quarterbacks just sitting here that nobody has touched. I think I'm going to go ahead. I risked it twice, y'all. I don't think I'm risking it again. There are a crap ton of quarterbacks here. I'm amazed that it's just this many quarterbacks just sitting here. Nick Harbor would be a nice grab at wideout, but we don't really need a wideout. We don't really need a DN either. We really need a right tackle, but we don't need that in this draft. We do still have Moten for 2 more seasons. So it's not like we got to. This guy does look good, but can we probably get him in the 3rd or 4th round? Probably. I don't see the need of pulling the trigger on that in the 1st round. Some pretty decent guards, though. This guard looks pretty good. I mean, there's some decent O-linemen here, but again, we're not really pressed for O-linemen at this time. Our O-line is actually pretty good for once in Carolina. There's some pretty good wide receivers here as well. Again, Jaden Greathouse, Nick Harbor, Barian Brown, really good wide receivers. I'm just shocked nobody has moved up to get these quarterbacks, bro. Like, at all. Should we go free safety here? I don't really want to do that either. Let's see what's happening at middle linebacker. We did say we liked Manny Young. Do we just take him at this point? He's probably not hitting Dev though. He's probably not hitting Dev. If I'm taking somebody this early, I kind of want them to be hitting Dev, honestly. To be real with you. I don't see anybody I love right here though. Like, I just don't. Keenan Keeley is probably the most talented one out here. And he might be the pick that I take and just move him to left end. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to take Keon Keeley here, move him to left end, acceleration 90 overall, 78 agility, 78 change of direction, 96 jumping, 86 speed. Let's go. All right, man. So we are here in round 2. Kate Klubnik is actually still on the board here. But the other quarterbacks have left. I still think right tackle does have to kind of be addressed at some point. Is that point now, though, in the 2nd round? I just don't know if anybody's really good enough at this point to get took. Now, this guy looks pretty legit, and he went to Wisconsin, so that automatically gives me good vibes. Yeah, he's going to be good. We don't really need guard, though. That's the only problem. Like, we have Robert Hunt for at least 2 more seasons, and he just had his best year in his career. So I just don't see the point but you can never go wrong with offensive line depth either, though. I'm in a complete conundrum because now I really don't know what to do. Now, we could add Nicholas Harbor to this wide receiver room that's already pretty stacked. We could. Look at this. Elite acceleration, decent agility, solid change of direction, elite jumping, and we will have a wide receiving core of Deontay Johnson, Xavier Worthy, and Nick Harbor. That's not terrible. And we can move on from Mingo and trade him. It's something to think about. He runs a 4.33. So I'm a little intrigued with that, and that might be the pick here. But there's a lot of good guards right here that I'm a little intrigued with as well. Let's look at defensive tackle, too, because we do need a defensive tackle. I don't like any of this. Maybe right side ends that can move inside. No, I don't really like none of these guys either. Y'all, I'm really considering just going with. I'm really just considering at this point going with our guy, to be honest with you. In the second round, we've been eyeing him for a while. He might not be here. We need him in linebacker depth. I just got a feeling he's not going to be hitting Dev, and Nick Harbor will be. That's my main fear at this point. That Nick Harbor will not be there, and he's going to be gone. But I also fear Nick Harbor might not be as good. And wide receiver is not a need that we desperately need. But it does seem like after this, the wide receiving stuff is gone. Like, there's no good wide receivers after this. But again, wide receivers come a dime a dozen. So should we take a guy like Nick Harbor and pair him up or go with need? This is tough. We don't desperately need a wideout, but at the same time, I think I'm gonna go middle linebacker. Because wide receivers a dime a dozen, but this guy, he's probably not gonna be hitting Dev, but he's got first round talent. He's normal Dev, 87 acceleration, 81 agility, 73 change of direction, jumping 78, speed is 88. Now if Nick Harbor don't get drafted, if Nick Harbor's like hitting Dev, X Factor, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be real sick. All right, so here in the third round now, Harbor's gone as I expected. Let's go into that interior of that O-line because they had some good stuff there. I don't really love it though. It seems like most of the good stuff is gone now. I do kind of like the center, even though we don't really need a center, but we could use backup center at this point. I think I'm gonna go with that center, but let's just keep looking. But I think that's kind of what I'm gonna go with at this point. Because at this point, I feel like we pretty much got everything that we need to win. Now we just need like depth. Like that's the main thing we need at this point. And I think that center would provide us that depth that we want. So yeah, we're gonna go with that center there. And at this point, I'll probably just meet y'all at the beginning of the season next year. All right, man. So looking at what we drafted, pretty good. Keon Keeley, 76 overall, hidden dev. Manny Young was a 73 overall, no hidden dev though. Carl Bush was a 72 overall, backup center. JP Young was a 70 overall. We took him in the third. Abrams, a lot of these guys I didn't pick. I don't think I picked after fourth round. So this guy I didn't pick, but the rest I did. So pretty decent draft, not amazing. I do want to know though. I gotta know, where did Nicholas Harbor end up going, and what was his overall? Now we got 73 overall normal dev, somebody that we are gonna need for the future. But still, though, man, I'm a little intrigued to know. Because he was gone when I tried to pick him again in just a few, in the second round. So he probably got took it in the second round. I pray this guy wasn't, like, elite. But I'm going to let y'all know when I found him. As I expected. Nicholas Harbor was a 74 overall, hidden dev. Yep, that's just my luck, huh? All right, man. Year 4 of Bryce Young, man. This is a big year for him and this team. We got Bryce Young starting it out. Trevor Etienne, wide receiver 1, Deontay Johnson, who's strangely been really good for us this whole entire rebuild. Xavier Worthy right behind him. Mingo's going to be wide receiver 2. Jalen Polk's going to be wide receiver number 4. And then also as well, Juice Well at wide receiver number 5. Ike Ekwonu is going to be our left tackle going forward. Damian Lewis. Also as well, Zach Frazier. Now, we do have his backup right behind him in Carl Bush. Robert Hunt, who's been good for us. Taylor Moton came back, and we have Mason Taylor. On the defensive side of the ball, we have Derek Brown, B.J. Hill, and Keeley, who we just drafted this year. So we moved him up past James Franklin because we need that dev trait, man, to get to work. We got Harold Perkins at right outside linebacker. Linebacker 1 and 2 will be Shaq Thompson, and also as well Ian Pace Jr. On the other side, we're going to have Joey Bosa. Hopefully that helps Harold Perkins get a lot more pressures and sacks and stuff like that. Cornerback 1, we're going to have J.C. Horn. Cornerback 2, we're going to have Paulo Almandeep and Depot. And we're going to have Benjamin Saint as our cornerback number 3. And then Damani Jackson as cornerback number 4, man. So this, again, Kevin Byers, our safety, and Damian Wilson is our safety. This should be like 12-win team. Let's see what happens. Let's try to make it to the playoffs here, but this needs to be a 12-win team. All right, man. So at the midway season, we're 4-3, top of the division. Again, the NFC South seems like it's went back to being trash after one good season. But 4-3 on the season, still would like for us to be better than that, though. But we are in the lead in the division, so I'm not mad at it. $60 million up to get paid. Ike Ekwonu, definitely going to go ahead and try to bring him back. Will this do it? Yep, it does. We bring him back. Benjamin St. Juste, I think we could probably let him walk at this point. We got too many corners sitting in the waist, just kind of waiting on him. Same with him. We can move on from him. Yeah. I mean, really, I don't really see anybody really worth keeping at this point. Shaq, he's going to be 32 at this point. Can we get him on a cheaper deal to keep him as a Carolina Panther? Again, he's getting kind of old too. Harrison Buckner's 31, but you can kick us for long as you want. We get him back as well. So it's gonna leave us without $28 million with having to pay Bryce in this final season. Not gonna lie, man, we might not bring out a soul back. Mingo's up this contract. What is he doing this season? Let's go look at what Mingo was doing at this point. Yeah, no, that's not worth bringing back. So yeah, we're probably not bringing anybody back here, but we'll check back in a little bit towards the end of the season. So we don't make the playoffs. We go 8-9. The Falcons go 13-4, and the Buccaneers go 10-7. So we're the only team in the division that took a step back this year. Because the Saints even got a little better than they were last year. The offense is automatically the problem I see. 28 in points per game, 27 in offensive passing yards per game, and then offensive rush yards 21. We were not good on offense at all. Defense was top 5 in every single statistical category. So defense is not the problem, obviously. Let's go here and look and see what's going on. We might have to do a little bit of a playbook switch as well at this point and fire the OC. Bryce Young did have a better year, though. 9 interceptions, 20 touchdowns. I mean, he did have a better season. Trevor Etienne, I need more than this, brother. I need 1,000 yards from you. Brooks was pretty good as well, though. He did give us something. Bryce even got us 270 yards rushing. So not terrible. Receiving wise, Deontay Johnson continues to show up. Another 1,000-yard season. Is he having his best part of his career here in Carolina at this point? Like, if he's up for another contract, I'm going to re-sign him again. And he's probably going to end up retiring a Panther at this point because since he's gotten here, this is by far the best stretch he's had since he's gotten to Carolina. 900 yards, 1,000, 1,000. And he keeps getting better every year. So we definitely keeping him. Worthy took a little bit of a step back with a 75 receptions, 734 yards, 0 touchdowns. So never got in the end zone. Mingo did have a decent season, but again, I'm probably going to move on from him. Blocking wise, decent season. Damian Lewis, decent season from Robert Hunt. Moden had a decent season. Frazier, was getting belligerent up in the front. And then Ike Ekwonu had 9 sacks given up. Defensively, Shaq Thompson still just holding it down for us. Even Pace Jr., pretty good season for him. Harold Perkins, 9.5 sacks. That's a little bit more what I like to see. Closer to 10. Let's go ahead and just get to that now. Sacks definitely went up. It definitely signing Bosa was a good idea. 9.5 sacks for Harold Perkins, 9.5 sacks for Joey Bosa, 8.5 sacks for Brown, and even 5 from Keeley. So the defense is not the problem. Defense is not the problem at all. J.C. Horn had 2 picks. Paulson Aldebo had 2 picks. So we need to get some more interceptions in here as well. But not going to lie, defense balled out. I'm not really mad at them at all. But I think we got to do what we got to do. I think we have to fire this OC and switch up the playbook as well. All right, man. So going into our final year, going over the awards, Patrick Mahomes MVP, I don't think that would surprise anybody. I'm not going to be on this Coach of the Year list, so I'm not even surprised there. Offensive Player of the Year, any Panthers. We do get Deontay Johnson at number 10. He had a really good season. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody for the Panthers. Offensive Player of the Year, nobody. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, Keeley comes in at number 2. That might get a dev trait. I hope it does. Quarterback, Bryce is probably not going to be on here. Running back, best wide receiver. Deontay Johnson does get on here at 6. I love that for him. Don't really see nobody on O-line I love. Nope, nobody on defensive line. Linebacker. Okay, Harold Perkins comes in at number 4. Joey Bosa comes in at number 7. Defensive backs. We didn't really have that good of a defensive back here. Dang, the Falcons killed it with Jeremy Chin and also as well AJ Terrell. And yeah, man, that's pretty much what it is at awards. And also as well, the Falcons are in the Super Bowl too against the Bengals. So hopefully the Bengals get the win there. All right, man. So we ended up hiring the OC for the Bengals, and we changed our playbook to the Bengals playbook. So we're gonna see how this works out. We did unfortunately lose a dev trait on Deontay Johnson. He went from superstar down to star now. I guess because of age. I guess that makes sense. But really, no regression on Robert Hunt, which is good. Damian Lewis also has regressed as well. Let's go to the defense side of the ball. J.C. Horn is still a superstar, but everybody else has regressed. Joey Bosa's down to normal now. Shaq's down to normal now. Byers down to normal now. So we got a lot of changes to make, and this is the last year of this thing, so we really got to try to get a Super Bowl right here. All right, man, so coming into the offseason, we got 32 M's. I just don't see the point of bringing Mingo back, and definitely in a wide receiver deep draft class. It looks like this draft class is deep with wide receivers. I don't really see the need to bring in any of these guys back. Not one. I just don't see the need of it. Shaq is probably the only one I'd be willing to bring back. I want him to retire as a Panther, and he just had his best year of his career. Now, granted, he is older now, but, just as a mentor to those younger guys, we get him back, and that's it. Everybody else, we only got 23 mil. It's probably going to be some restructures going on here, but this is probably it. I'm not bringing none of these guys back. All right, man, so going into the final year, man, all of our resources is going towards the offense. I don't care. We need offensive firepower. The defense is not the problem. Our defense has been good. We need to do something with that offense. And the first thing I'm thinking is we got to get another wide receiver in here. And I'm looking at Josh Downs, man, at this point. Can we get him here? I don't even care what the cost is. We need to win a championship, and he's going to help us do that. Can we get Josh Downs here? That's going to be a guy we go after. I would have went after Tank Dell, but he was asking for way too much. But we're in competition with the Patriots, so he might want to go there. But we need a wide receiver 3 desperately. We just need players on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not even really satisfied with our running back situation either, to be quite frankly honest with you. I'm putting all my stuff towards offense. I'm going to be honest. The defense, they've kind of showed me they can hold their own. I think they did a really good job. We might get depth pieces on the line, but as far as defense, I really don't want to spend any money there. I really want to hone in on this offense. We need to nail this offense. We haven't even won a playoff game, y'all, yet in this rebuild. We have not won one playoff game. I at least want to get a playoff game win before we end this video. That's at least the goal. I'm not even looking at Super Bowl no more. Can we get a playoff win? That's what I want to know at this point. Can we get a playoff win at this point? We need a free safety bad. We might wait till the draft, though. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm really focused on the offensive side of the ball at this point. I like our running backs. I need more. From Trevor, from all of them, I need more. We're going to go after Keaton Mitchell. Maybe that's a little bit of a better tandem. Like I said, all my resources is going towards the wide receivers, bro. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Honestly, I'm not even against going after another tight end as well at this point. We could just do it in the draft too, because that's not going to leave us with a lot of money. We don't have a lot of money, and on top of that, we still have to pay Bryce Young next year, which obviously the video will be ended before then, but still, we're trying to realistically build this team. At this point, yeah, I really just want to put all my resources towards the offensive side of the ball, but I don't really see anybody I like, honestly. To be quite frankly honest with you, we're pretty solid on the O-line. It's really the playmakers is the problem. We haven't been able to do nothing with playmakers. I would go after Tank Dell, but he's asking for way too much money. So I would prefer to go after our guy that we already went after in Josh Downs. So we'll see how that works out, but I'll let y'all know who I signed. All right, man, so in free agency, we brought in Mike Evans, older guy at this point, Keaton Mitchell, Vakich, also as well Tucker Kraft, and then Gardner Minshew as a backup. We got $9 million in cap. We didn't have a lot of money. We wanted to play it realistically here. And, at this point, man, it's win or go on. We need to at least get to the playoffs and at least get a win. listen, if we at least get a win in the playoffs, I will take this as a dub. I will take this as a dub in this video. If we don't even get to a playoff win, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not gonna lie. We are really looking at wide receiver. This guy could be good. AACA, probably more of a wide receiver 3, which is what we're kind of looking for at this point. So he could be a possibility. Defensive tackle, honestly, could probably be a possibility as well here at 12. There's a couple good guys here I see, but I see some later pretty decent guys too, so we might can hold off there. Middle linebacker. This guy looks decent, but I'm not really too moved. I'm not really. I want my offense. It got to be offense. It needs to be offense here. I'm gonna be honest with you, because we really got to focus on getting over the hump. This tight end looks pretty good. And honestly, I'm gonna look at another wide receiver because I feel like that's what we're missing the most right now. And since this is like do or die, because it's the last season, we gotta kind of look at this offense and get that working. But let's go ahead and skip to the draft, and we're gonna let y'all know who I picked. All right, man. So at pick 12, first round, what can we get here? I'm really looking at wide receiver. Like I said, we really do need that wide receiver 3. Townsend, they got top 5 talent on him, but I don't know though because I don't know. He don't really look elite though. He doesn't look really that great. We could go right tackle too to get ready to replace Moten. He looks pretty good. Right tackle might be a move. I would prefer wide out though. But there's some good wide outs later on in this draft that I kind of like. Ooh, really after this guy though, it seems like it's a pretty good fall off. What about taking Kerry Gold right here at 12 though? He's got I think I'm going to take Kerry Gold here. He's hitting dev, 92 acceleration, 90 agility, 90 change of direction, 98 jumping, 92 speed. Welcome to Carolina. All right, man, in the second round, let's see what we do here. A lot of places we can go. We could go left tackle, move him over to right tackle. We could go defensive tackle as well. This guy seems to be pretty decent. I'm kind of intrigued with this defensive tackle. I think this is what we're going to go with because we need a defensive tackle. We're going to take him, Rayshawn Killings. He is normal dev, but, I mean, he's probably going to be pretty high overall, so I'm not really mad at that at all, to be quite frankly honest with you. Man, looking at this draft class, we made some good decisions. Kerry Gold, 79 overall, hidden dev. Defensive tackle, Rayshawn Killings, 75 overall. In the third round, we got a 78 overall corner, Kerry Meadows. And then all the way down here in the 6th round, we got Miles Pryor, a 74 overall wide receiver. Now, the rest of this, I ain't going to lie, could have been better. But we did pretty good with the top 3 picks and also as well down here in the 4th, in the 6th round. I'm not mad at this at all. Man, we got to win something. We got to win a playoff game coming up, y'all. All right, man, in the 2nd round, let's see what we do here. A lot of places we can go. We could go left tackle, move him over to right tackle. We could go defensive tackle as well. This guy seems to be pretty decent. I'm kind of intrigued with this defensive tackle. I think this is what we're going to go with because we need a defensive tackle. We're going to take him, Rayshawn Killings. He is normal dev, but, I mean, he's probably going to be pretty high overall, so I'm not really mad at that at all, to be quite frankly honest with you. All right, man, so coming into the season, we got Bryce Young. He's going to be 84 overall. 79 overall at Trevor Etienne. Wide receiver number 1 is going to be Deontay Jackson. Wide receiver number 2 is going to be Xavier Worthy. Wide receiver number 3 is going to be Mike Evans as well. And then goal will be number 4. Icky. Same O-line we've had the whole rebuild. Ain't even no point of me going over this again. Defense, we're going to have Derek Brown, Keelings in the middle, Keeley. Also as well at cornerback 1, J.C. Horn. Cornerback 2 is going to be Paulson Oladipo. And then the dude that we got in the draft, Meadows. Then at safety, we're going to have Vacky. And also as well, Matthews, who we drafted about 2 seasons ago. And then in the middle, we're going to have Young, Pace, Perkins, and also as well, Joey Bosa. Now, this is more like it. 5-2 coming into the middle of the year. 5-2 right now. I know this part really doesn't matter because we're not staying another year. But if I had to, Xavier Worthy, I'm absolutely keeping another year. I would throw the bag at him. Bryce Young, I don't know how he's playing, but I would probably throw him the bag as well for another year. I would throw Bryce the bag. Zach Frazier is a star dev now. Probably would throw him the bag as well. This is just what I would do if I was going into another season. I know this is our last season. Robert Hunt, at this point, the way he's played, he's going to retire a Panther. I would go ahead and give him a deal. I would go ahead and hit Deontay Johnson with another deal. I don't even care. As good as he's played in the Panther uniform, I would just continue to keep getting him signed. And yeah, that's pretty much all I would do at that point. But I am going to go ahead and send him to the end of the season and see where we end up. All right, man, so we actually win our division for the first time in this whole entire video. We go 11-6. Can we beat Tampa, bro? Let's go over these stats, though, real quickly and see. Ooh, Bryce Young at the top. I already see that now. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. The OC change was definitely what we needed. 4,500 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 71 completion percentage, second in the league in yards. Yeah, Bryce definitely hooped. Trevor had a pretty decent season. Bryce Young ran the ball pretty well as well. Receiving wise, Deontay Johnson continues to show up. 1,000-yard receiving for him. Xavier Worthy, 1,000 yards for him. Mike Evans, pretty much 1,000 yards for him as well, so he still got it. Mason Taylor almost gave us 1,000 yards too, so we almost had 4 players with 1,000 yards. That's insane. Blocking wise, really good season from Frazier. Really, really good season. Bush did a pretty good season. Robert Hunt, though, man, he gave up a lot of sacks. Moton as well. O-line kind of got gashed a little bit, but that's all right, though, because it panned out. We won the division. Evan Pace Jr. gets the most tackles. Jacoby Matthews seemed to be pretty good. He got 71 tackles. Bosa got 65 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. Meadows had 61 tackles. Vakic had 60 tackles as well. Let's go for tackles for loss. Harold Perkins had 13 tackles for loss, 6 sacks. Derrick Brown had 12 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Keeley, 80.5 sacks. We love to see it. Would have liked to see a little bit more from his running mates, but pretty good season overall. Interception-wise, we really didn't do that much intercepting the ball, but Paulo Aldipo had 2. Can we at least win 1? Like, I just want 1 playoff win. I'm not asking for several. Give me 1. And I would say this video is a dub. Can we get 1 playoff win? We don't get a single playoff win in this whole video, y'all. We got 1 divisional championship and no playoff win. So I'm going to go ahead and say this video is a failure. We failed, and we don't get the Panthers anything. But that's going to conclude this video, man. I know this was a long one, but appreciate y'all's love and support. Tap in, continue to follow and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate y'all, and we'll holler at y'all the next time for the next rebuild. And get in the comment section, too, and let me know who would y'all want me to rebuild next.